spectacular Sunday here at Gillette Stadium, getting you ready for the Bengals and the Patriots. Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew. Downstairs to Evan Washburn.
And once Tom Brady decided to drop the appeal of his suspension in mid-July, this game was circled by Patriots fans. The chance to welcome Tom home after 5 weeks away quickly became the toughest and most expensive ticket in town, reportedly on the secondary markets. Average ticket price, nearly $1,000. For some context, that's the most expensive in the NFL this season and more than the last two playoff games here in Gillette. Guys?
Well, there's been a lot of hype, and rightfully so. But last week's performance was as if Brady never left. Just picked up where he left off, Dan.
And he wasn't surprised by the 3-1 record in his absence either. He gave credit to the system and the preparation led by offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels.
Cincinnati won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so New England will receive DJ Foster as the deep man. Cyrus Jones, the rookie out of Alabama, who's had some problems, is inactive for New England. Ball came off the tee, so Mike Nugent will get it reset. Patriots are 4-1. They had been averaging just over 20 points per game without Brady. With him last week, they put up 33 in Cleveland. We're set to go in Foxborough. Nugent on the approach. Now we're underway, week 6 in the NFL. DJ Foster, that carries over his head, and the Patriots will have it at the 25. .501 yards of offense last week for New England, with Brady pushing all the right buttons and getting lots of his weapons involved, including both tight ends. James White was a big factor in the passing game. Chris Hogan had his first 100-yard receiving day. Gronkowski sets up on the outside, first play from scrimmage, and it's Bennett on the other side. Pretty high snap. And LeGarrette Blount. Blount with a strong run to start things off. And a block from Tooney on that left side. 10-yard pickup for Blount.
Let's check out Tooney, a draw play. Patriots give the look of the pass play here, but after the good catch by Brady there, Blount sees that huge hole over the left side. Solder with a good kick out.
Working out of the gun. Brady will throw it. Incomplete. It was in the direction of Julian Edelman. And 2nd and 10 for the Patriots. AFC Offensive Player of the Week for the 26th time in his career after his performance last week. He picked the Browns apart. 8th career 400-yard passing day.
Interesting that the Patriots' first two plays come out in with both tight ends, split them out wide, give the pass look. Bengals did a good job of pressuring Brady on that first down.
Edelman, the motion man, on 2nd and 10. Fake it to Edelman. Brady throws underneath. James White is caught after the gain of 1. Cincinnati was not fooled at all. Pecco there to make the play. Offense for New England. Marcus Cannon over on that right side. He sat last week with a calf injury. And the backs and receivers, LeGarrette Blount did have a rushing touchdown last week in the victory over Cleveland. Nickel package here for Cincinnati. Josh Shaw is in. Second-year corner out of USC. 4 receivers set for the Pats. On a 3rd and 9. Brady steps up in the pocket. Brady tosses one sideline. Caught in stride. Gronkowski into Cincinnati territory. Brady extending the play, and he's on the same page with Gronk to the tune of 29 yards.
Well, Brady sees the isolation of Carlos Dansby on Gronkowski, always looking for the outlet receiver, and luckily he finds him down the field. Dansby just a little bit late.
Working quickly here. It's a handoff for White. He was hit from behind. James White actually had his career high in rushing last week with 26 yards. More of a factor in the passing game. 4 catches, 63 yards against Cleveland.
You can see the bump and run by Dansby, and Gronkowski, seeing his quarterback in trouble, heads down the field, and Tom finds him.
Once again out of the gun, Brady facing a 2nd and 8 now for New England at the Cincinnati 30.
Go. Line.
Long count for Brady. Possession holds. Brady sensing pressure. There isn't any behind him. Extended time for Brady. Brady on the move. And out of bounds. Put a whole lot of running for 2 yards. Michael Johnson putting a bit of heat on Tom Brady, but couldn't find anybody open.
Yeah, Bengals have done a good job with their front four so far, getting pressure on Brady, and then in the secondary, good job of coverage that time by Perfect on Gronk. That time Adam Jones on Chris Hogan. And Brady buying time, couldn't find anybody open.
So a 3rd and 6 now for New England. 3 touchdowns in the Pats' first offensive possessions this season. A timeout called by Cincinnati with 12:16 to play in this first quarter. Opening drive for the Patriots. Defensively for Marvin Lewis's squad, it's been rough sledding here for Cincinnati. Geno Atkins drew the praise of Bill Belichick this week. Atkins, one of the best at what he does inside on that front. Vontaze Burfict trying to get himself back into form, coming back from his suspension. And in the secondary, these guys are going to be tested. Dre Kirkpatrick and Adam Jones.
Yeah, it'll be interesting when the Patriots get in the red zone, exactly how Cincinnati defends these 2 tight ends. The best choice when they're split out wide may be Kirkpatrick at 6'2".
Seemed to be some confusion for Cincinnati defensively, so they took a timeout. 3rd and 6 for the Patriots. They spread it with 5. On 3rd and 6, Brady steps up. Brady forced to retreat and throws it away. In the vicinity of White, Brady took a shot from Carlos Dunlap. Dunlap, 4 sacks in his last 3 games, and now the field goal unit comes on for New England.
Yeah, Dunlap had a sack and a forced fumble against the Cowboys last week. You can see his athleticism as he fights off the block there and gets to Brady. Brady has been pressured a lot here in that first drive. Got to give that front four a lot of credit.
It's been a rough stretch for Stephen Gostkowski. It's had 3 misses in his last 4 games. It's from 46 yards away, and he knocks it through to put New England on the board. It's a 3-0 lead for the Patriots. Andy Dalton waiting for his turn. Part of the MO for New England, they get off to early leads and then they respond well coming out of the halftime break. They lead the NFL points guard first possession in the first half, first possession of the second half. They have 3 points on the board here.
But the big question on that drive for the Patriots is, can they protect Brady? Bengals getting good pressure from just their front four.
And good showing from the secondary in the first possession defensively for Cincinnati. Patriot receivers were guarded well downfield. Alex Erickson's going to take this one out. Erickson slowed down to the 15 and gang tackle there. Brandon King leading the charge for New England on special teams. A 16-yard return. Andy Dalton, number 2 in passing yards behind Matt Ryan, but those numbers aren't necessarily translating to wins. A lot of those yards coming as Cincinnati has fallen behind and they're forced to pass, including last week, 28-14 loss in Dallas.
Yeah, he's been sacked 17 times so far this season. Even though the Pats have only 9 in 5 games, he knows he must eliminate or keep down the little deep drops.
Funky formation, thrown to A.J. Green on the outside. 4-yard pickup. He's hit there by Malcolm Butler on the play. Starting offense for Cincinnati. Trying times for Cedric Ogbuehi. He gets tested week in and week out on the right side of that Cincinnati offensive line. Jeremy Hill was a question mark dealing with a shoulder injury. Trying to establish that running game has been a challenge as well for Cincinnati. Those numbers way down from the last couple of years. It's Giovanni Bernard pushing the pile, and Bernard goes across the 25-yard line. Very close to a first down depending on the spot, and it appears to be enough. Defensively for the New England Patriots, Malcolm Brown last week in that win over Cleveland had a pair of sacks. No Jamie Collins today. Jonathan Freeney placed on IR. McClellan inactive, so Rob Ninkovich starts at linebacker. Patrick Chung had a pick last week against the Browns. So new set of downs for Cincinnati. Andy Dalton dealing with his crowd noise here in Foxborough. Handed off, Bernard. Stutter step move, and the acceleration by Bernard gets him across the 30-yard line. Chris Long in on that stop. 5 or 6 yards for Bernard.
Here is the rookie, Eldon Roberts, and he's going to come on a blitz here. And watch the move that Giovanni Bernard puts on him. Just slides by, gives him a shoulder there, and picks up positive yards against that run blitz.
Landon Roberts was taken late in the draft, 6th round out of Houston, and they have been really impressed with his maturity. Tyler Boyd getting to the perimeter and picks up a first down for Cincinnati. So the Bengals are on the move. That's an 8-yard pickup. We talked to Marvin Lewis about Tyler Boyd and his development, and Lewis said you need him to continue to grow. He compares him to Randall Cobb. Physically, he believes they're very similar, and he put a bunch of Cobb cut-ups on Boyd's iPad so he could see those similarities. That's the kind of guy that he believes that Boyd can be. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati across the 40-yard line. 3 tight ends. Dalton has time. Dump off underneath. And Bernard takes a smack 3-yard pickup on the play. Landon Roberts there to make the stop for New England.
Yeah, pretty good variety so far from offensive coordinator Ken Zampese. You can see the strength of Dalton there as he had to double clutch on that pass to Bernard.
Cincinnati trailed Dallas 28-0 in the 3rd quarter. First time they've been under 500 in the month of October since 2012. It's Bernard again. He is engulfed. Thrown down. Ninkovich and Hightower collaborate for a loss of 2.
Yeah, because Jamie Collins is out today with an injury, Ninkovich takes his spot at linebacker. And along with Hightower, who is now healthy, they both get great penetration here, and they get Bernard in the backfield. Loss of 2 on the play. But again, it's a run blitz. Linebackers coming it at the snap of the ball.
Dime package here for New England. 3rd and 9 for Cincinnati. Out of the gun. Dalton fires. He's got LaFell short of the first down. Brought down by Malcolm Butler. LaFell said that Butler's one of the best in the business at knocking the ball free. So I'm sure LaFell, after he caught it, made sure he squeezed it. Excellent tackle by Butler, and Cincinnati's drive stalls.
Yeah, that's a huge play by Malcolm Butler because it was man-to-man coverage, and as soon as LaFell caught the ball, Butler jumped on his back and kept him short of the first down.
And LaFell's a big guy, 6'3", 210. Butler listed at 5'11", 190. Kevin Huber to punt it. Danny Amendola is the deep man standing at his own 8-yard line. Huber didn't get all of that. Bounces up in the air around the 17. It'll be down inside the 20, but not what Huber was hoping for. 31-yard punt. Well, the little things. Malcolm Butler saves a first down. The drive ends for Cincinnati.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the next-gen network. And by Ameriprise Financial.
The Minutemen, such a big part of the atmosphere here at Gillette. 3-0 lead for New England over Cincinnati. 7:34 to go in the first quarter. Brady swings it to the outside. James White with the catch. And working the sideline against Trey Kirkpatrick, 7 yards.
I'll go back to that short punt by Huber. You can see the Patriots are just playing with their defensive personnel on the field. And I think it may have thrown the timing off there for Huber. He had more time than he probably has ever had and kind of shanked it.
2nd and 3. Brady over the middle. It's complete. Julian Edelman with a catch. Dre Kirkpatrick with the tackle. Edelman, it's been 8 straight games without a touchdown for Julian Edelman.
And how quick is the ball coming out on this drive? First to White, and now Edelman over the middle. Brady, less than 2 seconds to get that ball off.
Back to the ground game. Good cut there. White keeps his footing and lunges just short of the 40. Gronkowski with a block out front. So we've seen a lot of James White. That's one thing about New England in your preparation. You don't know what you're going to get, and the versatility that they have and the variety of weapons. Swing it out. They're feeding it to White. He's tripped. Vontez perfect. Terrific tackle on the outside. Very short, just short of the first out.
Well, you go right down low, don't you, sometimes? How about all the way to the arch of the foot to trip White up? But not before White picked up the first down by inches.
It is enough. So the change will move.
57.
We approach the 6-minute mark of this first quarter. White remains in there. Play action. Brady to Gronkowski. 9 yards. Pat Sims with a hit on Brady.
That's just it. It's another hit on Brady. He was sacked one time last week and told us yesterday he didn't feel like he got hit at all. He's getting hit today.
6 catches coming into the game on the season for Gronkowski. He's got 2 for 41 yards already. James White work in the middle of the field. Pat Sims brings him down. It's a 3-yard pickup for White.
Well, Garrett Blunt finally coming back into the game. He had that first carry on first down. He went for 10 yards. And it's been James White since that point.
3 carries, 12 yards for White. 3 catches, 11 yards. 2 tight ends here with Gronkowski and Bennett. New England on the move at the 45-yard line of Cincinnati, and a new set of downs to work with. Blunt in the backfield. Brady is 4 of 4 on the drive. Toss it to Blunt. Go to the short side of the field. Blunt hit from behind and a flag down. Cincinnati indicating it's a hold against New England. Although they're not the officials. Ron Torbert is.
Offense, number 15. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
They happen to be right.
Yeah, it was Hogan's holding penalty against Buffalo that first drive that negated a huge gain by Edelman. And this time he's caught on the perimeter as Blunt turned his shoulders square to the goal line. But all for naught.
Hogan was limping just a bit as he made his way to the New England sideline. 7th play of the drive. Back it up now to the 45-yard line of New England. They spread Gronkowski and Bennett to opposite sides. 4.5 to play in the first. 3-0 lead for New England. It's Blunt. A little contact initially as Blunt tried to cut it inside, and he's limited to a 4-yard pickup on the play. Tackle made by Margus Hunt. Be the first to know your team's news with the CBS Sports app. Get instant updates, expert analysis, highlights, and more. Download the CBS Sports app today. Josh McDaniels, now in his 16th year with the New England Patriots. Former head coach of the Denver Broncos. We anticipate that he'll get some phone calls at the end of this season to maybe take over the head coaching reins again somewhere else.
He certainly deserves it for the job he's done here with the Pats.
On 2nd and long. Dump it off. Blunt. Josh Shaw will get credit for the stop as Blunt tried to fake him out. 4-yard gain through the air.
Well, we saw one tackle by 1 foot. Watch Shaw go down and just get Blunt right here. Blunt had a lot of room if that tackle's not made by Shaw.
3rd and 12. White back on the field. He will shift and flank Brady out of the gun. In Cincinnati territory. Brady looking. Brady gets out of trouble. As he's about to get hit, he tosses it away. Michael Johnson, edge pass rusher for Cincinnati, gets to the quarterback, and New England is forced to punt.
It's a perfect scenario for the Bengals with Paul Gunther's front four doing a good job of pressuring. That allows him to drop 7 back, give Brady a bunch of different looks in zone concepts. And really right now we're seeing a frustrated Tom Brady.
Ryan Allen will punt it. Alex Erickson waiting for it inside the 10. Fair catch called for. And he hauls it in cleanly just shy of the 10. 37-yard punt. Tom Brady, well, these aren't the Browns that he's dealing with. Cincinnati defensively has come to play. 3-0 Patriots. Thursday, your weekend starts here. The Bears take on the Green Bay Packers. It's Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. Cincinnati pinned deep in its own territory. 3-0 lead for New England. Under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. From the 10. Bernard bouncing to the outside. Giovanni Bernard takes a shot as he goes out of bounds. Good block from C.J. Uzama. 6-yard pickup for Bernard.
Yeah, it could be a long day for Bernard. Jeremy Hill is resting a chest shoulder injury. But Bernard showing good quickness there to get to the outside and lower his shoulder. Positive gain on first down.
9 carries, 50 yards last week. Had 6 catches for 46 yards receiving. From the gun, Dalton steps up, floats it over the middle. Hauled in by Bernard. And good enough for a first down. Roberts and Hightower combine on the stop.
Real good concentration by Bernard as Dalton finds him wide open over the middle. Ball almost goes through those pink gloves. And he's showing just how excellent a receiver he is.
And now Jeremy Hill is in. Lines up in the backfield on a 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati 23. Hill gets the call. Zigzag move. Slammed down after the gain of 2. Malcolm Brown, the first man there for New England. Andy Dalton is 5 of 5 for 30 yards. A.J. Green had that first grab of the day. Hasn't been involved since. Bernard is back in. Now they'll go empty with Dalton operating out of the gun. 5 running plays, 5 passes so far for Cincinnati. They'll throw it. Dalton hooks a pass. It's caught by Croft underneath. And that's a gain of 5 for the Bengals. NFL Today update. JB and the coach in New York.
A fumble by Odell Beckham Jr. leads to this.
Yeah, 1-yard Terrence West touchdown run. The first touchdown under new offensive coordinator Marty Morningwig. And Baltimore leads 10-0.
All right, back to you guys.
JB, Coach Coward, the importance for Cincinnati, the standings. Bengals are 2-3. Pittsburgh 4-1. Baltimore off to a good start. Ravens will be at MetLife again next week to take on the Jets. Dalton on 3rd and 2. Knocked down. Landon Roberts with a penalty marker thrown at the 33.
This looks like it's going to be called against the Patriots, nullifying a great play by Roberts.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense, number 26. It's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
It's Logan Ryan, and it's the 2nd penalty of the day against New England. So this drive was over, kept alive after the penalty against Logan Ryan.
It's just a quick shot there. Barely got it to the face mask of A.J. Green.
Line of scrimmage is now the 35. We're down to 34 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Patriots leading the Bengals 3-0. Andy Dalton with Hill behind him. Out of the pistol. Play fake. Dalton throws it to Hill, and he's out of bounds with Dante Hightower covering that area. 3-yard pickup for Jeremy Hill.
And the one thing the Patriots know is how well Andy Dalton throws the deep ball. That time after the play action fake to Hill, he was looking down the field for Brandon LaFell. Patriots were double teaming LaFell down the middle of the field.
It's been dink and dunk so far for Cincinnati. Dalton is 7 of 7, but just 39 yards through the air. Make a change in the formation. Initially had the tackles outside, now moving back. And time runs out at the end of this first quarter. Second quarter coming up. Tom Brady is back in Foxborough, and the Patriots on top of the Bengals, 3-0. We'll return to Gillette Stadium after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Fiat. And by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly.
Oh, that's just tremendous. When the fans get involved, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and here at Gillette Stadium, they pulled it off. We start the second quarter with New England 3, Cincinnati nothing. Bengals with the football and a 2nd and 7 at their own 39-yard line. I needed Dan Fox, Evan Washburn, the rest of our CBS crew. Jeremy Hill, stutter step. It'll be short of the first down. 3.5 yards on the play. Branch and Roberts there to greet him. First quarter numbers. New England got off to a quick start, settled for the field goal. Cincinnati has played well defensively and fairly conservative on the offensive end.
Well, for Tom Brady, 32 of those 62 yards came on that one pass to Rob Gronkowski on a scramble play.
This is a 3rd and 3. Bernard sets up as a receiver. Dalton operates out of the gun. Dalton rifles it. Caught in traffic by Uzomah. Once again, Cincinnati playing without Tyler Eifert. Eifert has not played in a game yet this season. Ankle surgery in May, and then suffered a back injury in practice October the 3rd.
Yeah, real good read by Dalton. McCourty playing deep that time. Late coming up on Uzomah. 7th, different receiver.
And Dalton is 8 of 8. Up the middle, Hill lunging. Fighting for extra yards. He's into New England territory. Tyler Eifert went to the Pro Bowl. In fact, that's where the injury took place, and this is what they're missing. 52 catches, 615 yards, and the big number, 13 touchdowns, 11 in the red zone. That was a good combination. You drew, and I just talked over it.
It's amazing, isn't it? Sometimes. Wow.
Hill slicing. First down for Jeremy Hill to the 40-yard line of New England. NFL Today update. JB, Coach Cowher.
Buffalo, after starting 0-2.
Looking for the 4th straight win, JB. There you can see LaShawn McCoy, 4 yards out, culminating a 11-play, 75-yard drive. They lead 7-3 over San Francisco.
Back to the bird and the beard. Haven't done that one in a while.
Pretty good turnaround for the Buffalo Bills. Now 3-2. Play is whistled dead. Dalton was looking to throw it.
False start. Offense. Number 87. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's really the first error for the Bengals in this first half. They're playing fast like they said they wanted to do, keeping the Patriots kind of on their heels, changing formations. But that setback on first down is not what they had in mind.
Their 2 wins have come against the Jets and Miami, who have a combined 2-8 record. Their 3 losses have come against teams that have winning records: Pittsburgh, Denver, and Dallas. Jeremy Hill is sniffed out by Alan Branch. 1-yard pickup. Tomorrow, it's a night full of laughs, starting with all new episodes of TV's #1 comedy, The Big Bang Theory. That's followed by TV's #1 new comedy, Kevin Can Wait. Then don't miss a new Two Broke Girls and the season premiere of The Odd Couple. That's only CBS. 11th play of the drive. Deep drop. Dalton flushed out. Looks downfield. Flag is down. Dalton throws it away. 2 flags. Landon Roberts with the pressure on Dalton.
Yeah, it's going to be holding on Jeremy Hill as Roberts came in and just blasted him back into the lap of Andy Dalton. And then Hill reached out and grabbed him to protect his quarterback.
Offense. Number 32. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Watch the force that Landon Roberts comes with, pushing Hill right him and draws the flags. It's two impressive plays by Roberts. One knocking down a pass that was nullified by a penalty, and then pressure and pushing the Bengals back even further.
The Patriots were actually scouting somebody else when they found Landon Roberts. They were scouting Keenan Reynolds, the quarterback from Navy. It was Navy against Houston, and Roberts kept making plays. Strong throw to A.J. Green. Across the 40-yard line in New England territory, 16 yards.
And Dalton continues with the hot hand, now 9 for 9. That big reception that time by A.J. Green keeps the Bengals on the edge of field goal range for Nugent.
Dan Eric Rowe is in the game for New England. His first play as a Patriot, acquired in a deal with Philadelphia. Barkevius Mingo, who was acquired from Cleveland, also on the field for the Pats. Third and long. Hand of the pressure. Dalton timing route downfield. Giovanni Bernard with the catch. The spin down by Mingo, but he got separation from the linebacker.
And again, a great read by Dalton, finding his halfback on a linebacker straight down the field. And Bernard secures this catch. And Dalton made sure he didn't lead him too far to set the Bengals inside the 10-yard line. 32 yards on the play. Another big play by Dalton.
First and goal from the 6. Dalton is a perfect 10 of 10 to open the game. And again, Bernard slams it inside, keeps the legs turning, trying to push him to the goal line. And he's short. McCourty and Ryan, last line of defense for New England.
You know, and if the offensive line could have got there a little bit quicker, they could have helped push him into the end zone, which is totally legal. Bernard did everything he possibly could do to keep his legs going and stay upright to allow the offensive line to get to him. They were just a touch late.
Second time in his career that Dalton has started the game 10 of 10. Domata Peko is in on offense. They give it to Bernard. Bernard trying to lean forward. There's the push. Not enough for the touchdown.
Well, Domata Peko is late on the block on Eldon Roberts. If Peko can get to Roberts right here, this is a walk-in. But another fine athletic play by Roberts to avoid the block and get in on the tackle.
Third and goal for the Bengals, and they'll take a timeout. Injured player for New England. It's Landon Roberts, who was in on that stop. Medical staff out to check on the rookie. Rookie Landon Roberts was shaken up on the play. He has performed at a very high level, made a name for himself last week. Roberts had 7 tackles, played 31 snaps last week. Then the news comes down that Jonathan Freeney is placed on IR. McClellan, one of the backups, dealing with a concussion. Jamie Collins is out with a hip injury, and they are thin at the linebacker position. Third and goal for Cincinnati. Bengals looking to take the lead. Bernard in the backfield. Dalton will now operate out of the gun. 15th play of the drive. Dalton up top. Incomplete. A.J. Green one-on-one against Malcolm Butler. And it's fourth down. What do you do if you're Cincinnati?
Well, they're going to come in with the big guys and go for it on fourth down. This ball not thrown high enough. A.J. Green can jump out of the stadium, but you can see that Butler, who gives up about 5 to 6 inches, was there to knock it away.
First incompletion for Dalton. Peko's in at fullback. Fourth and goal. Hand it to Bernard. Runs into a wall. Bernard is stuffed. The Patriots defense holds. New England maintains the 3-0 lead. Cincinnati could not slam it in there.
They're half a yard away. I like the decision to go for it. I don't like the personnel, though. This is Bernard instead of Jeremy Hill here, and there's just no push after Anthony Johnson gets in there on the tackle along with Hightower and Chris Long.
So they give it to LeGarrette Blount, and he stays on his feet. Blount is a load to deal with. first down run, 14 yards for Blunt. Dan, Cincinnati went 16 plays, 89 yards. They took up 8 minutes and 52 seconds, and they have nothing to show for it.
And that's a same old story for Cincinnati this season. Struggled against Pittsburgh when they had a similar type of situation. But how about Big Blunt getting the Patriots out of trouble on first down?
Injured Bengal, George Iloka.
Go, George.
George Iloka in some serious pain. They're taking a look at that collarbone. Deron Smith steps in for him, inexperienced, in his second year from Fresno State. They lost experience with Reggie Nelson and Leon Hall leading the team during the offseason. A trip. LeGarrette Blunt, who had just ripped off a 14-yard run, limited to 3 yards on a Josh Shaw tackle. So Smith is in. He's been a special teamer for Cincinnati. Iloka signed to a 5-year, $30 million deal, and he's been durable for the Bengals. 2nd and 7 now for New England. Blunt remains in there. Motion man is Bennett. Brady gets hit. Pat Sims taking it to the quarterback as the pocket collapsed.
That's 3.5 sacks now for the backup, Pat Sims, as he goes right around Shaq Mason, and Brady hits the turf again.
Pat Sims, a 9-year veteran, now in his second stint with the Bengals. Originally a 3rd-round pick back in 08. Had to stay in Oakland in between his 2 stretches as a Bengal. This is now a 3rd and 12 for New England. James White back in. Line of scrimmage is the 15. Handed off to White. Trying to bounce it to the outside. Dances. And brought down by Josh Shaw. New England goes conservative. It's 4th down for the Patriots.
Well, they go conservative because they haven't been able to protect Brady very well in this first half. Shaw does a nice job fighting off the block of Mason to get in on the tackle, but that decision to go for it at 4th and a half a yard looks pretty good right now because the Bengals will get better field position after this punt.
Ryan Allen to Alex Erickson. Gets under it. Has some room to work with. Stiff arm. Tossed down along the sideline by Brandon King. Second-year special teamer out of Auburn makes the play on Erickson, the rookie. Bengals take over and they trail 3-0 in Foxborough. George Iloka, his return is questionable, being called a shoulder injury. He's heading to the locker room. But Landon Roberts not on the field right now. New England going with 2 linebackers. They're in the nickel. Cincinnati with a 1st and 10 at its own 40-yard line. The running play, Jeremy Hill driving across the 45. Good block from Obuehi, 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, the story of the first half so far is the pressure on Brady. The Bengals have forced him to hold the ball, move him off his spot, hit him, knock him down, and then finally they get a sack on Tom Brady. This does not look like the normal Patriot offense because of the pressure supplied by that front four of the Bengals.
Handed to Hill, slowed down behind the line of scrimmage, and the Patriots rally towards Hill. Rob Ninkovich, back from his 4-game suspension. Ninkovich, 24 snaps last week. There are going to be more snaps for him here today based on the personnel available to Bill Belichick and Matt Patricia.
Well, instead of running right at the nickel defense of the Patriots, the Bengals try to go wide, and Ninkovich will have none of it.
And right now, Barkevius Mingo is the 3rd linebacker. 3rd and 6 for the Bengals. Dalton is 10 of 11. Dalton triggers it. Downfield to A.J. Green. Perfectly thrown by Dalton. Logan Ryan back there. Very accurate toss.
Yeah, a little smile there from Andy Dalton. They've done this a few times in their 6 years together. The timing absolutely perfect. Gives Green plenty of room to get his feet down in bounds over Logan Ryan.
Dalton told us that A.J. Green is not a guy who thinks about himself or his numbers. It's all about the team for him. Constant communication between the two of them. Green will tell Dalton what he sees and how they can incorporate it. Jeremy Hill gets the call, carries to the 30-yard line. So they didn't go to Hill when they had 3 cracks at the end zone on 3rd and goal. They went to Giovanni Bernard.
And again, it was behind Domata Peko, asking Peko to run a long way to find a linebacker to block. And then the penetration was there for the Patriots, and Bernard had absolutely nothing. He was stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Dan, we are down to 4.5 minutes to go in this second quarter with New England in front 3-0. Cincinnati has not scored more than 23 points in a game this season. 2nd and 6. Dalton throws to the target, and it's Tyler Boyd. Another Cincinnati first down. 14 yards on the hookup.
Let's go back to the goal line play on 4th and inches. You can see Bernard trying to get in behind Peko, but Peko has nobody to block there. And nothing but blue shirts as Uzama gets stuffed back by Chris Long.
First down just short of the 15-yard line. Shotgun. Dalton lets it fly. Bang, bang play as A.J. Green secures it and absorbs the hit from Daron Harmon.
Well, they say timing is everything. We've seen it twice now in back-to-back completions to A.J. Green, but Dalton gets back quickly. There's such confidence that Green will come tough over the middle, absorb the hit by Harmon, and put the Bengals back in familiar territory.
1st and goal. They line it up at the 2. Now it's Jeremy Hill in the backfield. Working out of the pistol. Dalton, option, nice fake. Andy Dalton takes it in for the touchdown. Rob Ninkovich bit, and Dalton did the rest. Cincinnati takes the lead.
Great call by Ken Zampese. The option play. Dalton, who ran it a lot at TCU, is going to come down the line of scrimmage. Ninkovich, number 50, on the right side, is really in no man's land here. He's got to take the pitch, man. There's nobody for the quarterback. It's a walk-in for Dalton.
7 plays, 60 yards, 3 minutes and 26 seconds for Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. Mike Nugent on for the extra point. 7-3 Bengals, 3:10 to go in the first half. Andy Dalton, 13 of 14, 143 yards, and this rushing touchdown to put the Bengals in front. Going back in time to his collegiate days. It works. Time of possession has been in favor of the Cincinnati Bengals. That drive, 7 plays, 60 yards, ends on a Dalton 2-yard touchdown run. And Cincinnati leads New England 7-3. Mike Nugent kicks it off. DJ Foster is deep. Lasts this one. Foster will take a knee. Patriots will have it at the 25-yard line. Tom Brady was in complete command last week against Cleveland. He's been held in check so far today. Andy Dalton, Tom Brady. Dalton is 13 of 14, 143 yards in the rushing touchdown. Brady is 7 of 10, 62 yards in his return to Gillette Stadium.
And that one rushing touchdown makes it 15 career rushing touchdowns for Andy Dalton on a perfectly designed and executed option play.
Big difference. Brady has been hit quite a bit. Dalton has not. Shotgun for Brady. New England has 105 yards of offense. They went over 500 yards last week. Brady gets rid of it. That's a high throw. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver.
Let's go back to this option play. LaFell is going to run Butler off. That's going to put Ninkovich right in a bind as the option comes to him. Again, perfectly anticipated, executed, and the Bengals dominating the time of possession now by almost 7 minutes.
James White sets up off to the side of Brady on a 2nd and 10. And Brady is slammed down by Vontaze Burfict.
First sack of the year for Vontaze Burfict. And Paul Gunther, defensive coordinator, coming with the blitz that time. A good athletic move by Burfict to leap over the poorly executed pass protection block and get in on Brady for the second time today. The Bengals have sacked Tom Brady.
James White with the whiff. 3rd and 18 now for New England. 2.5 to play. Brady, deep ball, looking for Hogan, and overthrew him. Flag is down at the 36-yard line. Kirkpatrick back there along with Deron Smith.
Before the pass was thrown, illegal contact, defense, number 27. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, and an automatic first down.
Yeah, that's a huge penalty because that keeps the Patriots on the field with an automatic first down. Coming on 3rd down here, Dre Kirkpatrick with the illegal contact on Chris Hogan. You know, you only can do that within 5 yards. That was about 7 to 8 yards down the field. Affected the timing and the completion, but nailed by the officials.
So New England has a new set of downs to work with here just across the 20-yard line. LeGarrette Blount. Spin move by Blount to the 26. Met there by Vontaze Burfict. We're down to 2:14 and counting remaining in this first half.
It'd be interesting to see if Brady will just let it run down. Apparently he will to the 2-minute warning.
Patriots have won 27 of their last 30 games at Gillette Stadium, including the playoffs, but they lost their last one to the Buffalo Bills. They trail Cincinnati. Second quarter. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report, JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower, latest NFL scores and highlights, and a preview of Thursday Night Football on CBS and the NFL Network, all coming up. Verizon Halftime Report. New England facing a 2nd and 6. Under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Brady is on time to Edelman. Good enough for a first down. Brought down by Carlos Dansby and Vontaze Burfict. 8-yard gain through the air. 19 second quarter yards now for the pass. Add to that total, James White. Juke move by White. He was trying to get towards the sideline, and Vontaze Burfict didn't allow it. 7-yard hookup.
Again, the Bengals rushing just 4 and dropping 7 into zone coverages. They're giving up these short passes.
2nd and 3. Brady underneath. White with a catch. Makes a beeline to the perimeter. Picks up 5 yards. So New England moving the football with 1:16 to go in this first half. Still need to get a lot of yards to get Gostowski into his range. Shotgun for Brady. Brady has time. Brady throws. Chris Hogan. Hogan down the sideline. Spun down. There's the big play New England was looking for. 39 yards on the catch and run.
Well, Brady finally gets a lot of time to throw to find Hogan down the field on the deep crossing route. You can see the zone here, and now the speed to get away from Chris Lewis Harris, and just another beautiful throw by Tom Brady. His best of the afternoon, and just what the Pats need.
And remember, Noah Iloka suffered an injury in the second quarter. Deron Smith in for him. Shotgun. Brady. Good hands. James White takes it in. Touchdown Patriots. Just like that.
Yeah, a couple of dink and dunk passes, then the bomb to Chris Hogan, and then finding the linebacker, Carlos Dansby, trying to stay with James White. It's no contest. Right side of the screen, you can see Dansby a little bit late getting over there, and all he can do is look at the back of the number 28 jersey there.
The penalty kept the drive alive against Dre Kirkpatrick. The drive would have been over. Instead, New England goes 8 plays, 75 yards. Gostowski the extra point.
Yeah, you look at this touchdown, and you're going to see how far inside Carlos Dansby is lined up. He's got to stay with the very fast James White, and just by design here, Brady knows he's got what he wants. A back on a linebacker, a young back on an old linebacker. Dansby in his 13th year, and the Patriots get the big drive, take advantage of the penalty on Kirkpatrick. And when you go back to the penalty, it wasn't a out and up move at all by Chris Hogan. He was just running down the field on a go route. Really no reason for Kirkpatrick to make contact. He easily can run with Hogan, but decided to make contact about 8 yards down the field.
First time the Patriots have scored in the last 2 minutes of a first half this season. Again, we can get stat happy sometimes, but sometimes the numbers stand out. The Patriots, if this score holds up, are 77-0 when leading at halftime at Gillette Stadium.
You think that stands out?
Yeah,
huh?
a little bit. They are now riding an 83 straight victory streak at home, going back before their time at Gillette Stadium. Kickoff, Gostkowski, and Erickson will take a knee. Cincinnati will have it at the 25. They have just over a minute to work with. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB and the gang, latest NFL scores and highlights, preview of Thursday Night Football on CBS and the NFL Network, the Bears and the Packers. That's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
The Bengals only have 2 timeouts. Remember, they had to use one on defense in that first quarter. Those are always valuable when you're running the hurry-up offense at the end of either half.
Giovanni Bernard is in. A.J. Green, 4 catches, 56 yards to lead Cincinnati. A 5-receiver set from the 25. From the gun, Dalton. Oh, what hands! A.J. Green. Incomplete. He was out of bounds. Devin McCourty there defensively.
Green thinks he may have been able to drag his feet here. Watch the hands. Obviously, left foot down. And can he drag that right foot? No. Good call by the officials. What a catch, though.
We asked Brandon LaFell about playing alongside A.J. Green. He said he makes me go harder every day. He is an amazing athlete. He could get out of bed and run the perfect route. 2nd and 10, running play. Bernard blown up right at the line of scrimmage by Mingo. Check in with Evan Washburn. Evan?
Always to keep an eye on is this Bengals bench. This defense, hot words amongst one another about what went down on that last drive. They feel like they can talk to one another about that, but it'll be interesting to see how it carries over into this second half.
Now, this is one of the best defenses in the NFL last year. They were number 2 in scoring defense, 17.4 points per game allowed, set a franchise record. They're allowing 22 points per game this season. And a group that has been together for an extended period. 3rd and 10. Dalton hangs tough in the pocket. Rainbow into traffic. It's incomplete. Malcolm Butler back there against Tyler Boyd. Got some help from Logan Ryan. And 7 seconds remain in the half.
And a lot of time went off the clock. The Patriots not using any timeouts there. They're going to get the ball back with virtually no time. Belichick obviously pleased with the last drive they had to take a lead going into halftime.
Edelman is the deep man. Huber kicks it away. Edelman from the 22. Weaves through traffic. Edelman brought down to the 40-yard line, and time runs out at the end of this first half after the 52-yard punt, 17-yard return. Cincinnati will have the football to start the second half. 10-7, the Patriots in front. Verizon Halftime Report is coming up. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Getting ready for the start of the third quarter here in Foxborough. The Patriots lead the Bengals 10-7. Right now, let's take a look at Who Are You Loving? Presented by McDonald's.
Tom Brady gets exactly what he wants here. A halfback on a linebacker. James White, with all his speed, easily gets into the end zone, beating Carlos Dansby. Here's what the Patriots needed. The offense finally came alive, and the key really was the pass protection Brady got on that last long pass to Chris Hogan.
Along with Dan Fouts, Ian Eagle, Evan Washburn on the sidelines. We know the headline coming into this game, Tom Brady returning to Gillette Stadium, but what becomes painfully obvious when you watch this team year in and year out, you make a mistake against the New England Patriots, they make you pay.
Well, it was a illegal contact on the field by Dre Kirkpatrick against Chris Hogan on a third down. That gave the Patriots a first down, and they went right down the field and scored at the end of the half.
And that led to the Brady to White touchdown, the only touchdown of the first half. Cincinnati had a 3-0 lead. Andy Dalton has been sharp. They're not looking deep all that often, but the short stuff has worked. 13 of 16, 143 yards. He has the rushing touchdown, and Tom Brady, 12 of 16, 136 yards, the touchdown, the field goal early, and it's New England with the lead over Cincinnati. Let's send it downstairs to Evan Washburn.
Well, and let's start with a conversation with Bill Belichick. He feels like the focus has to be on the offense, but they all have to play better, not just up front. I asked him about the offensive line. He said, again, it's everybody, and also a better job on A.J. Green. As for Marvin Lewis, the focus was on the negative plays. He felt like you take away those 2 penalties that extended drives, they're in a good position. He likes the fact that they're getting pressure with just 4, but they just can't get in their own way, guys. And again, we'll keep an eye on this defense. There were some hot words in between Adam Jones and Vontaze Burfict right before half. We'll see how they respond. Guys?
Yeah, having 2 emotional players, and usually they use that emotion on the field, and sometimes it can backfire, as we know, and we saw it firsthand last year in the wild card round, the loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cincinnati is 2-3 in a competitive division with Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Burkhead, the return man, toppled down as he hit the 20-yard line. That's where Cincinnati will have it. Nate Ebner on special teams makes the play. 193 total yards for the Cincinnati Bengals in that first half. The time of possession, Dan, and that's where the Bengals came up with a formula, something we saw similar a couple of weeks ago with Buffalo.
Yeah, but in that Buffalo game, the Patriots playing with Jacoby Brissett, they've got Tom Brady, and nobody runs a hurry-up offense better than Brady, as he just showed.
And Brissett is now on IR with that injured right thumb. Handoff to Giovanni Bernard, trying to break free, cannot. Malcolm Brown wraps him up. Give him a gain of half a yard on the play.
You really can't say enough about the kickoff, though, by Gostkowski. High and short of the end zone, forcing the return and the coverage because it was kicked so high, almost like a punt. They got down there so quickly to keep him from getting out to the 25.
The touchback percentage in the NFL this year is just under 59%. Last year it was 56%. We know that Bill Belichick looks at it a different way, tries to use it to his advantage. Dalton, pump and run by Dalton for a first down. The slide to the 35-yard line by Andy Dalton, 15 yards on the run from the quarterback.
You really don't think of Andy as being a scrambling type of quarterback, but he hurts a lot of teams when he recognizes man-to-man, breaks the pocket, and sees that there's nobody accounting for him.
Bengals picking up the pace, give it to Giovanni Bernard. Takes it for a 5-yard gain. Devin McCourty with the hit. Landon Roberts is back in there for the New England Patriots. Roberts left in the second quarter, and he's been all over the place for New England defensively. 6th-round draft pick out of Houston, native of Port Arthur, Texas. 3-point lead for New England. Cincinnati with the football to start this second half. 2nd and 5 from the 40. Dalton plenty of time. To the sideline, broken up. LaFell with Malcolm Butler. LaFell was looking for a push-off on Butler and a flag. Didn't happen.
Well, and the timing was off on this one. You can see that LaFell is running out of real estate there. Ball thrown late to LaFell, and the coverage by Butler couldn't be any better. The ball hit him in the helmet.
3rd down conversions today for Cincinnati, 3 of 6. Teams have converted 44.6% of the time on third down against the Patriots. That's 30th in the league. Dalton on a line, complete to A.J. Green. First down, Cincinnati.
And the Bengals coming into today were only 30% on third downs, and that had been a big problem. But you can see A.J. Green so smooth, getting down the field there before the coverage by Duron Harmon can come over. 23 yards, and the Bengals with an excellent start to start the second half.
That's 5 catches, 79 yards for the 5-time Pro Bowler Green. Cincinnati inside the New England 40. Dalton, pocket holds up. Dalton gets out of trouble, throws in stride to Tyler Boyd. Takes a hit at the 10-yard line, and Boyd holds onto it. Malcolm Butler with the stick. 27 yards on the pass and catch.
Yeah, Boyd trying to split the tackling of McCourty and Butler. And by diving head first there, he can pick up about an extra 2 yards.
Cincinnati threatening. First and goal at the 10. They trail 10-7. Handed off, Bernard running inside, and he's stuffed. 3-yard gain for Giovanni Bernard. Jabal Sheard over there for New England. With NFL Game Pass, watch the games you missed with condensed games in 45 minutes or the full broadcast versions. Get the new midseason offer at NFL.com/Game Pass.
And the great thing about the Game Pass is you can see in all 22 what the coaches see and the players see in their meetings.
You like that, Dan, don't you?
Yeah, I draw at home, but it never shows up.
Crayons?
Well,
that's a different story.
number 2 pencil lock.
Second and goal, 8th play of the drive to start this second half. Dalton tosses it to the outside. Bernard with the catch, but Dante Hightower over there, and Bernard limited to a 3-yard gain. So it's third and goal for Cincinnati. There's that number 2 pencil for Matt Patricia, now in his 5th year as the defensive coordinator. Dalton, 5 out of 7 on third down. 4 of those 5 completions have been first down, so important ones. This is a third and goal. Dalton to the end zone. Hands from LaFell. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Brandon LaFell back in Foxborough.
Yeah, he told us yesterday that it's up to Andy Dalton to find the guy down in the red zone who's single covered. Look at this route, just overpowering Butler with his speed and size. Makes the grab and gets both his feet down in front of the officials in the back of the end zone. Perfect drive, 9 plays, 80 yards, right foot down, left foot down, touchdown.
We asked him about the emotion returning here. 2 years as a member of the Patriots, including a Super Bowl. He said, look, I'll calm myself down before the game. I don't want to be gassed by the third play of the game. And LaFell has handled that emotion. The touchdown for LaFell. You asked him, how about the Super Bowl ring? Where is it?
Safety deposit box.
Yeah, he said, I've worn it twice to 2 weddings. There's no reason to flaunt it. I'll keep it in the safety deposit box.
This is what they're looking at. The catch, control here. Right foot is down, left foot is down. Takes it to the ground. The ball never gets anywhere near because watch him tuck it up to his stomach here.
And it is confirmed, a touchdown for the Bengals. Dalton 17 of 21, 201 yards, 1 touchdown through the air, 1 touchdown on the ground. Nugent's extra point is good. Cincinnati with a 14-10 advantage on New England. Andy Dalton came out firing to start this second half. 2 touchdowns last week for the veteran Brandon LaFell. A touchdown here today in his return to Gillette Stadium. During that Super Bowl year, LaFell had 74 catches, 953 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He was a major factor for the Patriots that season. Dalton, excellent on that drive. 4 of 5, 58 yards.
And a 15-yard run. Kept the drive alive.
Mike Nugent will kick it off. Cincinnati goes back in front, 14-10 with 11:14 to play in the third quarter. DJ Foster is the deep man for New England, the rookie out of Arizona State. Ball comes off the tee just like it did to open the game.
His second time now, so the official, I would think, would have somebody come in and hold the ball. Who's a lucky guy? It's going to be number 21 here.
Nobody was really stepping forward there.
Was Denard.
So Denard will do the honors. Nugent kicking off to Foster, standing at the goal line for the Patriots. It is Foster. He's going to take it out of the end zone. Foster running inside. And brought down as he crosses the 25-yard line by Vincent Ray on special teams. Brandon LaFell. Sure, there's a lot of emotions for him coming back against his former teammates. Tom Brady as a Minuteman. Took about a minute for the Patriots to go down and score. Last possession of the first half. LeGarrette Blount. Beautiful fake by Blount to stay on his feet. And he is spun down across the 40-yard line. 3 separate tackles, and they couldn't bring down Blount.
Yeah, this is a 6', 250-pound man. Tremendous balance, putting his left hand down. And then once they do grab him, it takes more than just 1 or 2 or 3 to get him down.
Go! 56 to Mike.
16 yards on the catch and run for Blount.
319.
10:28 to go on the third. 4-point lead for Cincinnati. Pitch it to Blount. Driven to the sideline by Carlos Dansby. Tonight on CBS, NCIS Los Angeles faces off against an assassin. Don't miss an action-packed new episode. That's tonight after 60 minutes, only CBS. Second and 12. Blount remains in there. Brady to throw it.
Yeah, they're going to get Edelman for false start.
Before the ball was snapped. False start. Offense. Number 11. 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
3 penalties now against the Patriots. First half possessions for the Pats. They got a field goal on the first possession, then back-to-back punts and the touchdown. 8 plays, 75 yards. George Iloka is back in there for Cincinnati, left with an apparent shoulder injury. Darquez Denard is the nickel. 2nd and 17 for New England. White replaces Blount. Brady steps up, and Brady is dropped. Michael Johnson, the first man there.
Well, Michael Johnson and Paul Gunther also brings Josh Shaw, 26, off the corner here. And Brady trying to find an opening in that pocket, but Johnson has him by the legs, and he gets help there from Geno Atkins.
After the Cowboys game, the Bengals insisted, this is not who we are. Lopsided loss in Dallas, and Cincinnati has responded. 3 quarterback sacks. Brady has not had the usual time that he's accustomed to throw the football. This is the 3rd and 22. Brady steps up. They'll throw it to the sideline. It's caught by Amendola. Limited action for Danny Amendola. Dre Kirkpatrick there. 8-yard gain, and it's 4th down.
Well, Coach Belichick always preaches don't make bad football plays. 2 bad plays in succession. The false start by Edelman, then the sack of Brady, and that prevents the Patriots from opening the second half with a successful drive.
Ryan Allen to punt it. Alex Erickson backpedals. They bring it in at the 5. Erickson makes a move. Stood up at the 15-yard line, and he's tackled there by Nate Ebner. 52-yard punt, 11-yard return. Well, the homecoming has not gone according to plan, with the Patriots down 14-10 in the third quarter. Bengals having some fun right now. They've got a 14-10 lead over New England. 8:10 to go in the third. Hand off to Jeremy Lin, who stumbles down, and Hill is going to take a loss on the play.
Let's go back to the touchdown. This is what Dalton's looking for. A double coverage on A.J. Green, single coverage on Brandon LaFell. And LaFell is going to go over the top of Malcolm Butler to the back of the end zone. Perfect delivery. 5-yard touchdown, 14-10 Bengals.
Second and long here for Cincinnati. 5 receivers set for Dalton. Stepping up. Dalton out of the pocket. Under pressure, Dalton throws. Sliding grab made at the 30-yard line by A.J. Green, with a penalty marker down at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, Cedric Ogwehi.
Holding. Offense. Number 70. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Yeah, he tackled Rob Ninkovich. About 70 on 50 here. Ninkovich dips his shoulder. And now this is where he gets the holding. He stays on top of Ninkovich as Dalton steps up into the pocket.
So take away a gain that would have given Cincinnati a first down. Instead, it's a 2nd and 18 for the Bengals. Shotgun. Dalton. Look out. Dalton in trouble. Thrown down for a safety. Dante Hightower. Patriots producing on defense. New England has cut the Cincinnati lead to 2. Hightower makes the play on the quarterback. 14-12 Cincinnati, second straight game that New England has produced a safety. Did it last week against Cleveland. Kevin Huber now with the free kick, and Julian Edelman is waiting for it at the 22-yard line. Sailing kick. Edelman goes back to get it from the 15. Edelman is dropped just short of the 35 by Josh Shaw on special teams.
Really well designed by Matt Patricia, defensive coordinator. Hightower is going to come with a free release here right into the backfield. Nobody picks him up until it's too late as Bowling tries to come over and get him. First sack of the year, and it's good for 2 points. Now this is not a horse collar tackle because Dalton did not get out of the pocket, and therefore it's legal to grab and tackle the quarterback, which doesn't make any sense to me. A horse collar should be called a horse collar wherever.
Matt Patricia sharing a moment with Hightower on the sideline, and now New England takes over, trailing 14-12. Brady pumps, Brady throws, it's complete to Martellus Bennett. His first catch of the day. Brought down by George Iloka for Cincinnati. They are in Bengals territory after the 24-yard hookup.
You're seeing a better pass protection. Brady's able to step up into the pocket, and I think that Bennett was surprised he finally had a ball come his way. He kind of got in his own way and tripped himself. Well, that might have been a huge play.
Shotgun for Brady. Throwing it on first down. Bennett again. He goes back to Bennett. Tom Brady told us in the 4 weeks that he was away, he would practice by putting on pads and a helmet. They were simulating hits in a controlled environment, trying to mimic how it would feel once he got back on the field. He says that's the only way he can do it.
Yeah, but he was never hit so hard that he went to the ground like he's been on the ground today.
Unless he could hire Pat Sims in on those sessions, you're right. But
yeah, the preparation, that's the point you're making. Obviously, I've never heard of a quarterback doing anything like that, but Tom Brady, his preparation is second to none.
And his throwing sessions were with Ryan McManus, former wideout at Dartmouth, that worked with Tom Brady during that stretch. So he gets the phone call, hey, you want to catch some passes from Brady for about a month? Okay, why not?
Do you say no?
No, you say yes. McManus actually had a tryout for the Patriots, so Brady was familiar with it. Gronkowski busting it down the sideline, and Gronk is brought down inside the 5 by Shaw. Iloka missed initially, and now the Patriots are knocking on the door.
Yeah, 10 straight completions now for Brady. 3 straight to his tight ends. crossing route for Gronk as he gets by Josh Shaw. Iloka misses the tackle, and now Shaw catches up, but it's always a task to get to the big guy on the ground. Takes it all the way inside the 5-yard line.
That McManus story, by the way, was in the Boston Globe. Great job by Ben Volan reporting that. Ryan McManus from Dartmouth. First and goal, inside the 5. Brady tosses, low throw. Gronk has got it. Touchdown, Patriots. Rob Gronkowski with the hands. And New England regains the lead.
Well, at 6'6", 265, talk about a power forward. Gronkowski is just going to use his big body here to post up the smaller defensive back, Drake Kirkpatrick. Look at the ball placement, low and away. The sure hands of Gronkowski goes down and keeps it from hitting the turf. 4 for 4 on the drive, all of them to the tight ends. Bennett with 2, Gronk with 2.
Brady put it where only Gronk could get it. Extra point. Gostkowski. And the Patriots in front, 19-14. The Patriots offense coming alive. The trigger was the defense from Hightower. Then Brady leads New England down the field. Hot streak for Tom Brady. He is connected on his last 10 passes, 2 touchdowns, 1 to White, 1 to Gronkowski. You know, we asked him about the emotion for this game. He said, I'm always emotionally invested every game, and I see it as a positive. You play only 3 hours a week. You train all year for this. Wouldn't you want to be all in? That's his mentality.
And it's worked. Pure and simple. He's going to go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, quarterback in NFL history. And you got to be aware, though, of the headbutt from Brady. It can be lethal.
Martellus Bennett found that out the hard way. Wasn't anticipating it last week after his 3 touchdown performance against the Browns. Burkhead takes a knee. Bengals will have it at the 25. On Thursday, the Patriots hosted 12 breast cancer survivors to a day of pampering. The women received manicures, massages, and took part in relaxation yoga. And they got the chance to meet Robert Kraft, Tom Brady, and Rob Gronkowski. Screening saves lives, and the NFL and the American Cancer Society encourage everyone to join in the fight against breast cancer. Learn more about A Crucial Catch Day, October 25th. Find out how you can help make a crucial catch. NFL.com/pink. And even 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. New England in front, 19-14. Nearly intercepted. Green was in the area with LaFell. And Logan Ryan almost got a gift.
Well, Ryan does a great job. In fact, he's going to pull A.J. Green away from this ball. LaFell trying to screen him off, but the Patriots throw so many of those quick passes to the outside in practice. You know that Logan Ryan's seen a million of them. Really good reaction.
Bernard now shifts in front of Dalton. Cincinnati goes empty with Dalton out of the gun on a 2nd and 10. Dalton floats it. He was hit as he threw. Uzama, the intended target, incomplete.
Yeah, good pressure that time against Dalton. And not only is the pass protection improved for Brady, the pass protection for Dalton has not improved. In fact, the last 2 plays, the safety and now that incomplete pass. And the Patriots putting pressure.
And that was Chris Long in coverage against the tight end. Crowd is revved up. 3rd and 10 for Dalton. Play clock down to 2. They handle the rush initially. Dalton flushed out. Dalton throws low. It's a bouncer. Incomplete. Bernard caught it on a hop. It's 4th down. Rob Ninkovich put the heat on Dalton.
And Ninkovich, because this is just his 2nd game back, shows a lot of freshness in those legs as he forced Dalton to the sideline and into that incompletion.
Hasn't the feeling in this game changed very quickly?
You go back to the penalty on Dre Kirkpatrick at the end of the first half that Brady took the Patriots down and got that score. And ever since then, they've been nearly unstoppable.
Huber a high punt. Edelman moves forward. No fair catch, so Edelman takes it across the 45. Vincent Ray on special teams, pushing and shoving at the end of it. We've got 4:33 remaining in this third quarter. New England 19, Cincinnati 14. Tom Brady back at Gillette Stadium, 2 touchdowns, 234 yards. And the Patriots offense back on the field when we come back.
Bear. 58 Samai, Bear.
New England takes over.
Hey, pop.
A shift out of the backfield by Devlin. Take the handoff. Brady, off play action. Throws. Wide open Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski releasing. And a big play to the tight end. Tom Brady, career completion number 5,000 for Brady. 4th all-time behind Favre, Manning, and Breeze.
Well, Gronkowski's a little bit of a double move on the outside. You can see Brady look away, the safety. And behind Perfect goes Gronkowski. Just a little out and up move, and Perfect looking for a shorter pass route. But Gronk's got another big one.
12 straight completions for Brady. 38 yards on that pass play. Shotgun. Brady steps up. He throws. Taking a shot is Bennett inside the 5. Holds on to the football. He's helped up by Burfict. Sean Williams also there defensively on the collision.
Well, finally, we're seeing the effect of having these 2 athletic, big tight ends. As Tom Brady is just going to them exclusively in the second half.
1st and goal. Trying to extend the lead. Brady from the gun. Flanked by White. Checked by Brady. Lost it. Too far for Edelman. Matched up with Kirkpatrick on the play.
Now you saw Brady taking a lot of time at the line of scrimmage. I asked him about how many times he will check at the line of scrimmage. He says it's important that he keeps the team in a play that gives them the best chance to be successful. Never wants to put them in a play where they're at a disadvantage. That time he saw what he wanted, man-to-man on Edelman. Just missed on the connection.
You said it helps when you have smart players because you build that deep repertoire of plays over the years on the check with Mees. 2nd and goal. Shotgun. Brady on the move. Connection made. It's James White with the angle. Touchdown, New England. 2nd touchdown of the day for White.
And the 2nd time he beat the linebacker, Carlos Dansby. Nothing fancy, just pure speed by James White out of the backfield. Coming right at you. Right side of the screen, you'll see Dansby in a trail position by about 3 yards. No contest. Another touchdown pass for Tom Brady.
That's 3 on the day for Brady. He is nearing 300 yards. And this game has taken a turn with 2:58 to go in the third quarter. Gronkowski, the extra point. Oh, he missed it. He's having issues.
Now, normally he pushes him right. That's where his misses have been, overcompensating that time on the extra point.
He has been so dependable through the years, 11 years in the NFL. Think about it. They went from Vinatieri to Gronkowski. They haven't worried about that position forever.
Oh, and they're late misses, too. You see the ball at the very last 3 or 4 yards just continues to drift on him.
So it's 25-14 New England. Gronkowski had not missed a point after this season, but he had 3 field goal misses in the previous 4 games. Late stages now in the third quarter. And Andy Dalton and the Bengals trying to get off the deck and respond. The Bengals' last possession lasted a grand total of 26 seconds. Again, the numbers are down. They're averaging 18.4 points per game. They averaged 26.2 last season. Started last season 8-0. They were undefeated at the midway point of the season. Kickoff from Gostkowski. Erickson will take a knee, and the Bengals will have it at the 25-yard line. Week 6 continues later today on Fox. Then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Tune in tomorrow, Monday Night Football on ESPN. Patriots 25, Cincinnati 14. Bengals and Patriots, 2 of 4 teams to make the playoffs each of the last 5 years. Denver and Green Bay, the other 2. On first down, Bernard straight ahead. Brought down by Woodrow Hamilton, the rookie out of Mississippi. 4-yard gain.
Let's go back to the touchdown to James White. Here's Gronkowski. He's going to take the defensive back out of the picture here, and it's just the speed of James White out of the backfield, beating Carlos Dansby, who lined up way inside again, and it's an easy touchdown. But the effect of Gronkowski, who's got 5 catches for 121 yards and a touchdown, he draws a lot of attention.
2nd and 6 for Cincinnati. Dalton throws to the sideline. It's on time. Tyler Kroft. Again, Cincinnati playing without Tyler Eifert. And they've asked Kroft and Uzama to do more than they're accustomed to.
That's just the 2nd catch of the day for Kroft, but he beat Patrick Chung, and Dalton put a lot of zip on that pass on the sidelines to get that first down.
Under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. They move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 42 of Cincinnati. Take the running play. Dalton keeps it alive with a throw. Almost intercepted. Malcolm Butler jumped in front of LaFell, but couldn't hold on to it as Dalton felt the pressure from Logan Ryan.
Well, just as a receiver must control the ball throughout the catch. Same thing for a defensive back. Butler makes the catch here, but when he goes to the ground, he cannot control it, and the ball comes out. Good call by the officials. Dangerous late throw over the middle almost caused Dalton with an interception.
2nd and 10 for Cincinnati. Bernard in the backfield. Go back to the ground game. Bernard on a stop and go. Forward progress will get him to the 50 as we send it down to the field. Evan Washburn. Evan.
Well, and the Bengals are trying to address these pressure problems. They've made a shift on the offensive line for the 2nd straight possession. Eric Winston is in for Cedric Ogbuehi, who has been sent to the bench, guys.
And that has been a concern on that right side. Ogbuehi in his 2nd year out of Texas A&M. He was the number 21st overall pick in 2015. Winston's a 10-year veteran. Played with Houston, Kansas City, Arizona. And now lining up on the right side for the Bengals. Dalton throws to the sticks. It's going to depend on the spot. As James Wright with the grab.
You can see where the head linesman is marking this one.
It's short.
Short by about a half a yard.
Eric Rowe over there to make sure Wright didn't get to the marker.
Yeah, the Patriots, I think, called for a measurement because they saw the Bengals hurrying to the line of scrimmage, trying to get a play off early. And if this is the case, maybe the officials just decided they wanted to take a look.
They will be just short.
Looks like an elbow short.
Depends on whose elbow. And it's 4th and inches. What do you do if you're Marvin Lewis?
Yeah, you give the ball to the quarterback and you quarterback sneak it.
Offense remains on the field.
And you go back to the critical 4th and inches on the goal line, and the Bengals get stuffed. They would love to have those points right now.
Patriots lead 25-14. A missed extra point by Gostkowski. So they'll go jumbo here with Croft, Uzama, and Hewitt, and Jeremy Hill. Fourth and inches for Cincinnati. Fans on their feet at Gillette. Uzama goes in motion. Give it to Hill, and he's got it. First down for the Bengals.
Now this time, instead of going off tackle, they give the ball to Hill right up the middle, and we've got a Bengal down.
And a Patriot. Injuries at midfield on both sides.
Good job of Hill seeing the hole over left guard and beating the tackle of Woodrow Hamilton.
Bodine, the injured Bengal, he was at the bottom of that pile. And the New England Patriots dealing with an injury as well. So TJ Johnson is getting ready to check in as the center for Cincinnati. They're looking at the lower right leg, and the injury to New England is Woodrow Hamilton.
These are huge bodies too, all 300-pounders, tremendous athletes, going full speed on a short yardage play. TJ Johnson will come in to take the spot for Russell Bodine.
Bodine limping off.
Now the concern is the quarterback exchange on the snap and also the shotgun snap.
Hamilton up on his feet. Was with the practice squad. He's been very stout and drawing praise from the veterans along that line and how quickly he has caught on to the New England scheme. End of the third quarter in Foxborough. The Patriots on top of the Bengals 25-14. We'll come back to Gillette Stadium after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Russell Bodine being carted off here in Foxborough. Lower right leg injury for Bodine as we start the fourth quarter at Gillette Stadium. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn, the rest of our NFL on CBS crew, producer Mark Wolf, director Bob Fishman and company. New England 25, Cincinnati 14. The Patriots are 4-1. The Bengals in jeopardy of falling to 2-4. Running play to Jeremy Hill. He is stacked up at the 44-yard line by Hightower. It's a 2-yard gain for Hill. The QB numbers, Dalton 19 of 27, 215 yards, a touchdown and a rushing touchdown. 3 touchdowns for Tom Brady, 287 yards, and he has absorbed 3 sacks. Second and 8 for Cincinnati. Play fake. Dalton downfield. Oh, what a grab. Tyler Boyd. Terrific catch by Boyd. On the same page with Dalton working against Logan Ryan.
You couldn't get better coverage than Ryan has. Right on his back. Tries to split his hands with his right hand, but really great strength by Boyd to haul this in. Huge play for the Bengals, 30 yards.
Boyd had a record-setting career at Pitt. And Cincinnati is threatening. Up the middle, it's Hill. Good block from Winston, stepping in for the ineffective Ogwehi. That's an 8-yard gain.
And a real aggressive run, too, by Jeremy Hill that time. No hesitation. Saw the hole and it takes it down to about the 7.
Second and 2. Feed it to Hill again. Runs into a crowd. And he's pushed the other way by Ninkovich. Third down.
Now Matt Patricia says enough of that right up the middle. I'm going to bring my middle linebacker, Eldon Roberts right up the gap here and force Hill to change course and run into a pile.
Third and 2. Motion man LaFell working out of the gun. Dalton floats it upstairs. Incomplete. A.J. Green trying to make a one-handed grab against Eric Rowe. It's fourth down.
Talk about a big assignment for Eric Rowe. From the slot goes A.J. Green to the corner. Rowe grabs him there. He's got his hand on his hip. Keeps his left hand from getting to the ball. No call. That'll bring up a field goal try.
So the missed extra point actually looms large here because of the point differential being 11. You kick the field goal, it's still a one-possession game. As opposed to New England having a 26-14 lead, and maybe it changes the way Marvin Lewis approaches this. Mike Nugent hits the chippy. And it's 25-17, 8-point advantage for the Patriots. We're early in the fourth. Tonight, it's one of the most debated issues of the election. Are Syrian refugees coming to the U.S. without proper vetting? Find out on 60 Minutes tonight. 12:34 to play. We're in the fourth quarter in Foxborough. The Patriots 25, the Bengals 17. Mike Nugent will kick it off for Cincinnati. DJ Foster is deep. And this one will bounce through the back of the end zone. James White was there as well.
Well, Gronkowski had 109 yards receiving last week against Cleveland. Today he's got loose for 121 yards on 5 catches. And it's been the big play for Gronkowski. And then the tremendous little pivot there going low to make the catch. Averaging nearly 22 yards a carry. And when you put him with Martellus Bennett, 1-2 punch that's as good as any the league has seen in a long time
and
for the tight end position.
Gronkowski, 16 touchdowns in his last 16 home games. First and 10 from the 25 for New England. They lead it by 8. Brady, plenty of time. Underneath to Martellus Bennett. So production is picked up for Bennett in this second half as well. Was not a factor in the passing game in the first half. Now 4 catches, 43 yards. For the 2014 Pro Bowler.
And the offensive line doing a much better job protecting Brady here in the second half.
Second and 5. Brady tosses to the outside. Edelman tried to make a move and could not fake out Josh Shaw. NFL Today update. Sent to JB and Coach Talon.
I know Fauci knows the answer. How do you keep Odell Beckham focused?
Oh, you get him the ball, JB, and they did it right here. He's going to catch his 75-yard pass.
And takes it in for the score?
Takes it in for a score. It's 5 catches for 101 yards on the day.
And this time he played with the kicker's net. Back to Iron Eagle, Dan Fouts.
Well, Dallas at 4 for your story. Brady pump. Throws to Amendola. He is brought down at the 49-yard line. And a New England player slow to get up. It's Martellus Bennett, who is now up on his feet, but a little wobbly.
Now, he had a sore ankle from last week that he played through. And then you can see Burfict going low on him. I don't think that was intentional. It looked like Burfict was losing his balance. Took out his knee.
Placed the football at the 50. James White is tripped as he tried to make a move on Geno Atkins.
If the Bengals have any thought of winning this game, they've got to come up with a stop here. The Bengals, Patriots are getting close to Gostkowski's field goal range.
Brady operating out of the gun after the 2-yard pickup. Give it to White again. White is hit hard. Pickup of 1 on the play. Adam Jones helping in run support. NFL Today update. Back to JB and the coach in
He
New
was
York.
trying to get you set up from before, Ian, because he was mad before, but this is what happens when you feed him the ball. 75 yards right here, 5 catches for 101 yards, and they're looking to see what the celebration is going to be. It's called the triple jump, and yes, I would say he landed it.
I know Ian was asking, what did you guys send us the first time? Back to Ian Eagle.
I would never question what you're sending us, JB. We'll just go along with it. Flags are down.
Gronkowski way off sides.
False start. Offense, number 87. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
I think he was thinking that ball was coming his way, don't you think?
A little bit. After the penalty, Tom Brady, that's a look of disappointment in Gronk.
That's the stink eye. That's what that is.
You've given that to me, in fact.
In fact, if you don't shut up, I'm going to give it to you right now.
No, hey! I get the message.
Go ahead, talk.
9:23 to go in the 4th. 3rd and 12 for New England. Brady, short drop. Low throw, Hogan, flag down, and the reaction from Pac-Man Jones.
Well, if this stands, this is another crucial 3rd down penalty against the Bengals secondary.
Before the pass was thrown, holding defense number 24. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Well, it's Jones on Hogan. He's got a pretty good grab on the back of the shoulder pad there.
Hogan looking for the flag, he got it. And pumps his fist with the left hand. Jones beside himself.
The Bengals weren't ready for the snap. They were not lined up, and wisely the sideline calls timeout.
So we'll keep it here with New England in front 25-17. This has happened now 3 times where the Patriots drive would have ended, but a Bengals mistake has given New England new life and a new set of downs for the Pats in Cincinnati territory.
That's really been the story of their season so far. Self-inflicted wounds, critical mistakes.
Well, we asked Marvin Lewis, what's been the problem? Defensively specifically, he said teams given up so many more explosive plays this year than they've allowed in recent years, and the margin of error has been slim. He said, well, it could be a bad stretch, it could just be bad luck. Today it's been self-inflicted. First down. Blunt spins and then gets clobbered. Dunlap first, Michael Johnson second. Downstairs to Evan Washburn. Evan?
Well, and just to follow up, the other point that Marvin Lewis made is they're losing about a ton of experience in the back end with no Reggie Nelson and Leon Hall now gone. So everybody thinks of continuity on this defense, which they have. But those 2 positions, the safety position, they lost.
Yeah, the front still has Dunlap, Petco, Atkins, and Johnson. Brady throwing on 2nd and 12. Open man, Gronkowski. Tom Brady delivers separation from Sean Williams. Adam Jones slow to get up. Burfict and Gronkowski exchanging words.
Well, that would be a MMA match, wouldn't it?
Now there's some pushing and shoving. Bengals are trying to control Burfict. The officials get involved. And this did not escalate. But Gronk and Burfict were toe-to-toe. Gronk had something to say. Burfict then leaned in with his helmet. And that conversation continued between the two. Gronk got pulled back by Sean Williams. Adam Jones was down at that point. Jones is now on the sideline for Cincinnati, replaced by Darqueze Dennard. Meanwhile, New England's moving the ball again. Still a one-possession game. Brady over the middle. In stride, Gronkowski. Brought down by his shoelaces. Josh Shaw with the play for Cincinnati.
And more conversation from Gronkowski.
And perfect again. Gronkowski is talking to anybody in the area wearing a Bengals uniform. And now flags come down. David Andrews got in there. And the officials trying to maintain order.
Yeah, the key thing is what you just said. It's a one-score ball game with under 8 minutes to go in the game, and see how this one all falls out. But right now, Gronkowski unstoppable and running in his mouth pretty good too.
He said something to Kirkpatrick, who then motioned to the officials. Burfict came running in.
After the play was over. Taunting on the offense. Number 87. 15-yard penalty. New England's ball, 1st and 10. That is number 87's first foul for potential disqualification.
Well, that was building. So now the way the rules are set up, they throw that flag. The taunting penalty is called. If it happens again, you're tossed. Bill Belichick having a conversation with Gronkowski on the sideline.
Yeah, there's a difference between unsportsmanlike conduct and a personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct is sometimes a taunting penalty, and that's what Gronkowski got called for. He's got to put his emotions under control now, but I'm sure Bill Belichick will make sure he does that. He's been totally unstoppable here in the second half. 7 catches now for 162.
Gronk is on the sideline for New England. Adam Jones returns for Cincinnati. It's a new career high for Gronkowski with those 162 yards. Bennett sets up on the outside. Brady underneath. James White breaks a tackle and then is leveled at the 18-yard line. Deron Smith on the wrap-up for Cincinnati. We're down to 7:22 and counting in this fourth quarter. New England 25, Cincinnati 17. Gronkowski gets a hand as he runs back onto the field, replacing Amendola.
Adam Jones back in the lineup, but George Iloka not back in the lineup for the Bengals.
Left the game in the second quarter, came back, reported as a shoulder injury.
55! 319!
New England in the red zone. Toss it. On the outside, Bennett, and a modest gain. Carlos Dansby, along with Sean Williams for the Bengals, gang up on Bennett.
Well, you have to gang up on him. He's 275 pounds. Patriots are hoping he could break a tackle there. But the gang tackling by the Bengals kept him out of a big play.
No reason to do anything risky here if you're New England. Obviously, you're going for a touchdown on a 3rd and goal, but don't take any chances because a field goal puts you in front by 2 scores. Shotgun for Brady. Brady looks, throws it up top, and too high for Rob Gronkowski with Adam Jones. A little bit of chatter there. Gronk is smiling, doesn't appear to be reacting. Adam Jones has got a smile on his face too.
Jones is trying to bait him into getting another unsportsmanlike conduct. Great coverage by Adam Jones there. Brady wisely threw it out of the back of the end zone. He realized what you just talked about. A field goal here makes it 11 points.
It's a 31-yard attempt for Gostkowski. Did miss an extra point today. Short field goal. He curves it through. Not by much. And New England leads it 28-17. We've got 6:04 to play in Foxborough. The Patriots up 11 on the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, that was revolutionary.
I'm surprised we won the war.
You're saying with those guys in particular?
They were there, I think.
12 plays, 62 yards, a 31-yard field goal by Gostkowski. Gets it off, and a touchback Cincinnati will have it at the 25. They trail 28-17 with 6:04 left in the fourth. On a 1st and 10 from the 25 with 6:04 remaining. Cincinnati down 2 scores and a flag.
Ball start. Offense. Number 87. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's Uzama on the false start. 6 penalties costing Cincinnati 38 yards today.
Yeah, but it's when they happen. That's a critical penalty on first down after gaining possession. On a possession where you have to go down and score, you lose 5 yards, bring up a 1st and 15. That's just a mental error on Uzama.
Bernard in the backfield. Dalton out of the gun. Out of the pocket. Dalton throws to the sideline. It's hauled in by A.J. Green. Momentum carries him out of bounds as Dalton was being chased by Hightower. Covers 8 yards on the pass.
And the Patriots came with both linebackers right up the middle, Hightower and Roberts. Coverage in the secondary forced Dalton out of the pocket. A desperate throw to Green.
So 2nd and 7 after the penalty and then the 8-yard pickup. Under 6 minutes to play. LaFell, the motion man, has a touchdown today for Cincinnati. Running play and a good one to Bernard. Takes it out to the 40-yard line. Cincinnati was on pace for 1,340 rushing yards this season. That would be the lowest they've ever had in a 16-game season. Hightower slow to get up for New England. They are banged up at the linebacker position. No Jamie Collins today. Jonathan Freeney is out, placed on IR, and Shane McClellan out with a concussion. New set of downs for Cincinnati. At the 40, Bernard again. He is walloped in the backfield. Allen Branch. Hightower there as well for the Pats.
It's almost as if the defense knew that was going to be a running play to the right because they slanted to the left. You can see Brown there, Hightower running quickly, and then also Branch first to make contact.
That big fella wants to eat.
Let him eat.
6'6", 350.
Yeah, he has eaten.
2nd and 13. Dalton, deep ball throw. Incomplete. LaFell tried to get under it. Butler holding his ground.
Well, it's LaFell and Butler. A little stop and go. Butler doesn't buy it. Stays with them. And that's a case where Butler, knowing that the Bengals need a big play, not going to go for that little fake to the outside. Gets his right hand in there. Keeps LaFell from making the grab.
3rd and 13 now for Cincinnati. Might be looking at 4-down territory considering the time remaining and the differential.
That's it, the time remaining.
Dalton is sacked. Sheared and Hightower.
Yeah, they'll probably split this one. Hightower had the sack that resulted in a safety in the 3rd quarter, and now on a 3rd down, no even thought of going for it on 4th down after this sack for the Bengals. Sheard gets there first, and Hightower cleans it up.
You know, the hope there is to make it 4th and manageable. If you don't get the 1st down, at least give your offense a chance to stay on the field. Instead, they take the sack, and Huber is punting on 4th and a mile. Edelman returns it. Edelman, crafty. They got blasted after he was down at midfield. 28-17, New England with the lead and the ball.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the next-gen network. And by Subway. Try the new thick-cut autumn carb turkey sandwich.
Patriots are trying to slam the door shut here at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. They've got a 28-17 lead over Cincinnati. New England has won 6 straight games against the AFC North.
Hey, over.
58 to Mike. 319.
The 2 longest tenured coaches in the NFL going head-to-head. Little trickery. Julian Edelman to the outside and out of bounds. Dansby missed. Edelman turned it upfield for 9 yards for New England. Bill Belichick in his 17th year with New England. Marvin Lewis in his 14th year with the Cincinnati Bengals. Belichick has had incredible success in the postseason. Marvin Lewis is yet to experience that. 0-7 in the playoffs.
Lions. 58.
293rd game for Belichick as the Pats head coach. Marvin Lewis is 221st as the head man of the Bengals. Straight ahead, LeGarrette Blount. Sean Williams brings him down. Got a stiff arm. Pushing and shoving continues after the whistle. Blount just went upstairs. And a flag thrown.
Well, Blount grabbed the face mask of Sean Williams. And he's going to get, this should be a personal foul and not an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Blount was upset that Williams kept it going after the whistle was blown. And when he got up, he had something for Sean Williams. The reaction from Blount is what caught the attention of the officials.
There is no foul on the play for a face mask. Result is 1st and 10, New England.
Well, there you have it.
Wow. Well, Blount and Williams are kind of getting into it right there as Williams pushes him to the ground. Blount gets up, and he went inside the face mask right to the nose. So he did not grab the face mask.
Well, that's why it wasn't a face mask.
Well, unless you call the nose a mask.
Well,
or a face mask.
it was the face, actually.
It certainly looked like some type of penalty.
And the clock continues to roll here.
Well, the Bengals should be using their timeouts.
Cincinnati calls the timeout with 3:10 to play in the 4th. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower. Latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Andy Dalton, 21 of 31, 254 yards and a touchdown. Also a rushing touchdown, but a helpless feeling right now for Dalton as his team is down 28-17.
Now let's welcome back Tom Brady, 28 of 34 for 363 after going for 406 last week. He's got James White twice in the end zone. Gronkowski with 7 catches and a touchdown. White leads all Patriot receivers with 8 catches. But it really was the tight ends, both Gronk and Bennett, in the second half that's been the difference.
Huge
in the
numbers
passing game.
back-to-back for Brady in Cleveland and here at home against Cincinnati. Blount loses his helmet at the end of the play. Carlos Dansby in on that stop. And a timeout call by Cincinnati. Final timeout for the Bengals with 3:04 left. And Blount will head to the New England sideline. It appeared as if there might be some extracurricular as Blount was trying to stand up. He'll get a breather. Cincinnati cannot stop the clock other than the 2-minute warning coming up. Or an incomplete pass, or if New England goes out of bounds.
A field goal here puts the Pats up by 14. The trouble that the Bengals have had scoring this year. You go back to the first quarter, 4th and inches, and they couldn't get it in the end zone.
Last meeting between these two teams was a famous one. Handed off to James White, and he's hit short of the 25-yard line. That's when Bill Belichick, after the Kansas City loss, said, we're on to Cincinnati. And then they played Cincinnati, And they blew out Cincinnati 43-17, 505 yards of offense. The Patriots are 48-1 at home against AFC opponents since 2007 with Tom Brady at quarterback.
And in talking to him about that game the last time, they were still trying to figure out who they had and what type of personality they had. Well, the one thing they had was number 12 at quarterback when people were trying to write him off. Were they ever wrong?
Brady to Edelman, and a first down. Flag down as Drake Kirkpatrick made the tackle on Edelman. We're down to 2:15 to play in the fourth.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Defense, number 27. Half the distance to the goal. First foul.
Now watch the hands. You get the legal face mask on Edelman with the straight arm, although he did hook the face mask of Kirkpatrick. This could have been called either way. Because you wonder why guys wear shields. That's why. The fingers of Kirkpatrick go right to the eyes of Edelman. He's got to go to the sideline now. That's an interesting no call on the offense. At first you can push away with a straight arm against the face mask, but you can't hook it or grab it. Edelman got away with it.
First and goal for New England inside the Cincinnati 10. And the Bengals cannot stop the clock other than the 2-minute warning.
First charge timeout, New England. This is a 30-second timeout.
So it's a timeout for the Patriots, much to the chagrin of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Brady was looking for the clock to run.
Yeah.
Then take 3 knees. And this thing would have been done.
Somebody's got to answer who called that timeout.
Chance of Brady here at Gillette. And it to Blunt. Ridden down before he hit the 5-yard line by Geno Atkins. And this will roll us down to the 2-minute warning in Foxborough. New England in control. They've got a 28-17 lead over the Cincinnati Bengals. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, and Coach Cowher. We'll have all the latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Early Halloween here in Foxborough because the Patriots are on the road the next couple of weeks at Pittsburgh and at Buffalo. Hand off to Blunt. Blunt surges in for the touchdown. LeGarrette Blunt hits Pater.
Check out if he is down before he breaks the plane. Hand is down, elbow is down, ball short from that angle, but it's not right down the line here. Tremendous effort by Blunt. And they're going to take a look at this.
Gostkowski was on for the extra point, and now the officials will review it. Question, is there enough evidence to overturn it? Call on the field was a touchdown. From the angles we just saw, it appeared as if the elbow was down and the ball had not cracked the goal line. Right elbow down there.
Yep, that may be short by about 3 or 4 inches.
Momentum carried him.
The hand and the forearm are okay, but once the elbow hits, you're down.
You know, again, because of the time issue and the timeout that was called, New England was ready to call it a day and just go into victory formation. Instead, clock stopped with 2:15. And the Patriots decide to run a couple of plays, real plays.
And give it to a guy highly motivated after the back and forth with the Bengal defenders. Blunt hoping that this will stand for his 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
We asked him about the potential of this offense. He said, the Patriots haven't hit their potential yet.
The runner's elbow touchdown with the ball at the half-yard line. The ruling of the field will be reversed. It'll be New England's ball, 3rd and goal at the half-yard line. The clock will start on my ready for play signal.
Call is overturned. They'll place it at the half-yard line, 3rd and goal for New England.
Yeah, the eagle eye one more time. Decisive call.
3 tight ends, Gronkowski, Bennett, and Derby. On a 3rd and goal, they'll let as much time come off the clock as possible.
319.
Devlin in front of Blunt. Brady trying to do it himself.
Well, you could tell by his stance it was going to be a quarterback sneak, and he didn't have much, so he just crumbled and didn't expose the ball. And we'll keep the clock running.
So now 4th and goal. Down to 1:20 and counting left in this 4th quarter. New England's got a 28-17 lead. Patriots will move to 5-1 on the season. The Bengals will drop to 2-4 with a home game against Cleveland next week, and then they travel to London to take on the Washington Redskins.
319.
4th and goal. Brady on a give. Blunt going airborne. He's in. Touchdown, New England. LeGarrette Blunt gets the score, and now flags come flying. Blunt is locked up and now pushed aside. Pat Sims was in there and lost his helmet for Cincinnati. This has been bubbling over in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, this is a very frustrated Bengal team right now. They stop Blunt here short, but once he hits the ground, he keeps going and pushes across for the touchdown.
So after the touchdown, there was the push from Vontaze Burfict, and that had Blunt turn back around. And the frustration is probably twofold.
Result of the play is a touchdown after the play was over. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 29. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
The 2 levels of frustration for Cincinnati. You've got the first part, which is the Patriots are going in for a touchdown late in this game, and it was based on time remaining. That's part of the game. The other part is the totality of the season, the reality that you're going to be 2-4 when the clock runs out here in Foxborough.
And they gave it their best shot defensively, but they just got worn down by that offensive line and the play of Tom Brady. But there's no question this is a team that has got to get things straightened out pretty soon or this season is over. It's a team that so close to winning a playoff game last year. You wonder about the hangover from that meltdown against the Steelers.
So Cleveland coming up, then Washington in London. The bye week follows at the Giants, home for Buffalo, at Baltimore. That's the upcoming schedule for the Cincinnati Bengals. This will be their 7th consecutive loss in Foxborough for Cincinnati. Their last win, 1986. Boomer Esiason went for 284 yards. James Brooks had 163 on the ground. Stanley Wilson had 120. That was back in December of '86, 31-7 at Sullivan Stadium.
And now that stat that you gave us at the end of the first half.
Yep. Can
you update that for me?
That'll be 78-0 when leading at halftime for the Patriots here at Gillette.
That is an amazing record in so many ways. 78 games And the Patriots had to do it at the end of the first half to go down.
Yep.
But then you go back to the third down penalty against Drake Kirkpatrick that kept that individual drive alive. And that's all Brady needed, was to gain that momentum, find his big tight end Gronkowski, and go down and get an easy toss for a touchdown to James White.
Bounce it to Erickson. And he stood up as he crosses the 25-yard line by Jordan Richards on special teams. Final 51 seconds here in the fourth quarter. New England moves to 5-1. Coming up at Pittsburgh, at Buffalo, then the bye week, home for Seattle, back-to-back road games at San Francisco and at the Jets. A.J. McCarron is in, replacing Andy Dalton. Rex Burkhead in the backfield with 51 seconds to play. Handed off to Burkhead. Met there by Anthony Johnson, who was just brought up from the practice squad along with Geno Grissom. That announcement made last night by New England when we received word that Jonathan Freeney was placed on IR with a shoulder injury. Freeney was signed to a 2-year deal, guy that worked his way up the roster as an undrafted free agent in 2011. Burkhead going up the middle and hit from behind. And the final seconds. A happy homecoming for Tom Brady. Number 12 back at Gillette Stadium. And he leads the Patriots to a 35-17 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. For Dan Fouts and Evan Washburn, along with the rest of our NFL on CBS crew, Ian Eagle saying so long from Gillette. Coming up next, Subway postgame show. We'll take you to New York for all the latest scores and highlights. After this, the Patriots 5-1. They get it done against the Bengals.